Ladies and gentlemen, the cat is out of the bag. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we got the final sneak peek for the upcoming November update. This is sneak peek number 5. This is the tier 3 sneak peek. Let me stop talking and let's get into it. See scanning, we see a new arena sort of thing. Threat level 3 detected. A little bit of glitching. Familiar shadow, and then we see Cable. So there's a lot to unpack here, so we're gonna go frame by frame. So we see this new arena. This could be a giant boss raid arena, could be a world boss ultimate arena. It also seems similar, I think, to Cable's world boss ultimate arena, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been years, literally, since I last played Cable World Boss, but everything is blue, and then we see the yellow, which is, I presume, is Cable scanning the area, so we see it sort of from Cable's point of view. Then we see the words threat level 3 detected, and as it starts to glitch, if you go frame by frame on YouTube, you will see that the word kind of threat level detected will glitch, but the T and the 3 in threat level, well, in the phrase, they won't glitch. Now, the background sort of seems like the Master Mold Giant Boss Raid, but it's not, because it doesn't have those side hallways or those side streets where the extra sentinels come from. So I started panning just a little bit too early on in the video, but if you go through and you sort of jump ahead to around the 9-second mark, I believe, yes, we see that most of it glitches, but the one part that does not glitch is the word T and the letter T and the word and the number 3. So yes, we're getting a tier 3 in this sneak peek, but the tier 3 is not Cable, guys. At least I don't think it's Cable. It's possible that it's Cable, but I strongly doubt it is Cable. I'm pretty sure it's just Apocalypse, because then we see that, you know, it's Cable that's scanning for a threat level. That's the third. It's threat level 3. So Cable is discovering a new tier 3 threat, which would be Apocalypse. And then down here at the bottom, my camera's covering it, but it says multiple superhuman abilities. These are all Apocalypse's abilities: self-molecular control, superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability, matter and energy manipulation, and then you've got flight, immortality, I believe, and something else, possibly shape-shifting. Yes, so this is all Apocalypse's abilities, and then of course the shadow is the shadow of Apocalypse. So some people are saying Cable could get tier 3 as well. I think it's unlikely that Cable gets a tier 3 because we haven't seen a double tier 3 update since last November when Sharon Rogers and Luna Snow got one. It seems like Marvel Future Fight doesn't want to release more than one tier 3 per update anymore, and I'm personally fine with that as long as each tier 3 is made with care, each tier 3 is made with appropriate power level. We don't get any more like Magneto type tier 3s or Wolverine type tier 3s that are useful for a month and then they immediately become mostly useless. But we'll have to wait and see, and we'll talk about Apocalypse in a bit. But yeah, it's unlikely that Cable's getting his tier 3. For those of you asking the question, well, why is Cable in the tier 3 sneak peek if he's not getting tier 3? Well, there's two things for that. One, he serves the purpose of being the one who's scanning to find Apocalypse. You'll also remember that there was a Sentinel scanning for Magneto when they found him tier 3, and it was a similar sort of sneak peek to this one, and of course we weren't getting Sentinel tier 3 at that point. Additionally, we've seen tier 3 sneak peeks and tier 3 reveals with other characters in them, like for example, Cyclops' tier 3 sneak peek had the posters for Colossus and Emma Frost. They didn't get their tier 3s in that update as far as I'm concerned. Well, we remember they didn't get their tier 3, so we know how it is. So that is the sneak peek. Now, as far as Apocalypse is concerned, what can I really say? What can we really say about Big Blue over here? Well, let's be real. He's shit. Apocalypse is pretty trash. He's been trash for a long time now. He was introduced, thank you so much, but I cannot. He was introduced late in 2017, and here's the thing. Marvel Future Fight has something to fix. They have a wrong to right, because if you guys remember, Apocalypse was introduced at San Diego Comic-Con in 2017. Yeah, the big reveal for Marvel Future Fight in 2017 was Apocalypse. That was huge, and they dropped the ball with Apocalypse big time. Apocalypse came after Cable, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver, but Cable, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver literally took all of the hype away from Apocalypse. They were just far and away better than he was for pretty much everything. Now, Apocalypse is not a bad character. Well, Apocalypse is a bad character now, but he wasn't a bad character once upon a time. He was good. He was very good. But he wasn't as dominant as Quicksilver in PvP. He wasn't as dominant as Scarlet Witch and Cable in PvE. Actually, Scarlet Witch wasn't that good in PvE. He wasn't as dominant as Cable in PvE. He just basically wasn't the best character, and he was the big bad guy. It was an Age of Apocalypse update, and he wasn't even the best character. And he has not been the best character. He hasn't even been the best mutant since, for a long time. And even at the time, Wolverine was arguably a better PvP combat mutant than Apocalypse was. So he's literally almost never been #1 for anything except for combat villain ABX. Now, a lot of people are going to make noise about Apocalypse for combat villain ABX, but I don't know what they're smoking because we have this guy right here. So we have no need for Apocalypse combat villain ABX, but it would still be cool to see Apocalypse get his tier 3. And there's actually quite a lot they can do with Apocalypse tier 3, and I really hope that they invest a lot more into making his skills look more like Apocalypse, because I think that's one of the biggest criticisms of Apocalypse is right now his skills really don't feel like Apocalypse. And what I'm trying to say is Apocalypse has so many different properties. They listed it out, he can change his molecular structure, he can create new arms, he can make his arms into giant blades, he can do all sorts of crazy stuff, and then you have him slash and then shoot a laser. That's pretty boring. You have him just energy ball and explode. Again, pretty uninspiring. You basically copied and pasted. I'm talking to you, Marvel Future Fight devs. You guys basically copied and pasted his second skill straight out of Ebony Maw's old second skill. Straight up, or not second skill, I don't know, but you straight up copy pasted this shit. Why is he summoning these dark claws? He doesn't have this sort of ability. He doesn't have mind control type stuff. In most iterations anyways. The fourth skill is very Apocalypse. I love the fourth skill. I hope they keep it. I hope they enhance it. It's very, very good. And then the fifth skill is kind of lazy, to be honest with you. He summons these little pyramids and they shoot lasers. Bro, summon skills are so like 2016. This kind of shit is just so boring. The fifth skill is supposed to be the ultimate skill. Think about a fifth skill. Scarlet Witch's fifth skill, she literally rides down on a meteor and crashes the meteor down into you. Quicksilver's fifth skill, he creates a gigantic tornado that pulls in cars and taxis and trucks. Cable's fifth skill, he shoots a gun forever. He shoots an infinite gun, Marvel Future Fight. What does Apocalypse, the first mutant, El Sabanur, what does he do with his fifth skill? He summons some nice little floating pyramids that heal him and shoot these little tiny red lasers. Pew, 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 pew. Wow. Bro, you guys named his first skill Weapon of War? That shit's mega sad. So yeah, I hope that they're going to right the wrong of Apocalypse and make him a badass, make him super powerful. Now, as far as what Apocalypse is going to look like, because I know for those of you that play Marvel Aesthetic Fight and are looking for the coolest looking characters, I've compiled a list of potential looks for our boy APOC, because this guy changes looks more than Barbie, straight up. So we got this one here, we got this one here, which is coming out of a tomb, we got this one here where he's looking all freaky deaky, we got this one here, super classic, all the Generation Zs will recognize this one from the movie that they love so much. We got this one here, which is most likely, or this looks sort of, most similar because it's got the tubes on the back, but really we're just looking for one that has tubes. We're looking for the tubed Apocalypse from the classic 1994 X-Men animated series, and possibly, although he doesn't have the tubes, it would be wild if this was our first venture into Hoxpox and we got the House of X Apocalypse, and then this was sort of like a precursor. Imagine that. If this was sort of the beginning of House of X, Powers of X, uniforms and characters. We get walking we get walking Mr. Sinister. We also get walking Professor X. We get Mystique. Bro, don't even get me started. I don't want to get my hopes up because this is the long shot, but I still had to do it. I had to play my part. Now, as far as what you should do, my tips for you: don't hit the panic button. Don't scramble to unlock Apocalypse. I know it costs crystals to unlock his World Boss Ultimate or his World Boss. If you haven't already unlocked it, don't spend the crystals. Don't spend a penny. Black Friday's around the corner. Don't even think about it. It's not worth it. We have no idea how good Apocalypse is going to be yet. We'll see a little sneak peek tomorrow on the Facebook live stream, hopefully, and then I will be able to get a full breakdown when I get the APK in literally less than 2 days. On the 22nd, on Friday, I'll be getting the APK. I will get my hands on Apocalypse. I will figure out how good he is, and then maybe you can start to hit the panic button. But for now, do not hit the panic button whatsoever, unless you're the biggest, blubberiest whale of all time, and you just want to splash crystals left and right. Then you could start doing it, but it's not going to take more than 4 days. And I'm, getting the APK on Friday means that even if I give you guys like the mega alert video, let's say Apocalypse is an absolute god. Okay, just hypothetical situation here. He's the best character in the game. He's Jean Grey plus Thanos on mega steroids, on superroids. Let's just say that's Friday. So even if you drop crystals on Friday and you start farming him, you'll get 5 bios on Friday, you'll get 5 bios on Saturday, you'll get 5 bios on Sunday, and you'll be able to unlock him with the last 5 bios, which makes 20 on Monday. So you have plenty of time. You actually have 1 buffer day Tuesday. So you even have 24 hours to think it over, sleep on it, maybe get a second or third job, because that's what Marvel Future Fight has come to with all these cash, crystal type characters and unlocks, etc. For those of you that already have Apocalypse, just start saving up your tier 3 material, your tier 3 and your X-Men materials. I really hope that the Marvel Future Fight devs have, have some good news for us, and that they are raising the cap or eliminating the cap on X-Men materials with this update. It's absolutely ridiculous that it's absolutely ridiculous to think that they're not going to upgrade the cap, because how many mutant tier 3s have we gotten this year? Namor, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine, and now Apocalypse. 5 tier 3s have been mutants. It's completely unacceptable that the cap is so low. 3,000 is not enough anywhere. It has to be at least 5,000 or 6,000. Just get rid of it. Just eclipse it. It's fine. You're still gonna make tons of money, Marvel Future Fight. Don't worry. I don't think you're making that much money selling the X-Men packs. And hopefully I'm right about that, because I need them to remove the limit. Anyways, as far as how I imagine Apocalypse's power level to be, again, I've been, I'm kind of 50-50 on my predictions. Sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. We remember Namor, I was completely wrong about that. But I was pretty right about Doctor Strange, that he was going to be a badass because he charges up his tier 3 skill so fast. Now, here's the thing. Apocalypse, very, very good passives. Usually strong passives are a good indicator of a character being strong when they get a rework. He's going to get a rework not only with a tier 3 skill, but with a new uniform and hopefully new skills. But check this out. Hopefully they're not going to remove or nerf his passive. So check this. 50% ignore dodge, which puts all speed characters on life alert for any PvP content. He's gonna be one-shotting Ant-Man's, Spider-Man's, and Quicksilver's left and right. And he has buffs to his own damage, which is okay. Check this out. Celestial Armor. He gets 25% flat decrease, and he gets Super Armor all defense 5%. Not the greatest, but still good. Not to mention the fact that he's a self-buffing leadership like Wasp, which means that you can use him to buff his own damage, and you can throw on 2 supports for like PvE content like Shuri and Valkyrie, or you can go somewhere else, go with a different strategy for different content. But he traditionally has been, well, back in the day when there was no tier 3, when there was no level 70, he was strong. He wasn't the strongest, but he was strong. He would kill himself to reflect with his Force skill to Luke Cage and stuff, but he was strong. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. He also has remove all buffs. So he's got the Thanos Doctor Strange thing going on. Better watch out, because he's got some weapons, he's got some tools, but it's definitely on the Marvel Future Fight devs to right their wrong, because Apocalypse never ascended to the throne as he was supposed to. He should be as strong as Jean Grey, or almost as strong as Jean Grey. He's the first mutant, and he costs. Oh, by the way, I haven't even talked about this. I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video. We haven't even talked about the cost. Apocalypse is going to cost the same as Thanos, and he's going to cost the same as Jean Grey. That's right, 1,600 CCF. Another reason why you should not hit the panic button now. Let's wait until I get my hands on the APK and we can test how strong he is. So with that being said, let me know what you think of Big Bald APOC coming tier 3. What are they going to do about the mutant material cap? What do you think, and which uniform do you think he's going to get? What look, from what era, from what comic series, and how spicy would it be if we got House of X, Powers of X? Anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.